Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has once again just broken another order from Georgia Judge Scott McAfee. And it looks like Fani Willis really doesn't care very much about the rule of law, as she's calling anyone who doesn't agree with her an idiot. Now, she recently did a speech inside of a church where she called out her critics. Willis has been facing a lot of scrutiny as of late, guys, and many experts believe that it's only a matter of time until she's completely disqualified from the Trump election interference case, ending her goal of restricting the former president's run at the White House. She's also facing a lot of criticism from her own constituents as questions are coming up regarding financial oversight, and it continues to rise. In fact, the DA's office has discretion over millions of dollars, close to $40 million in federal funding. Some members of the community, they feel as if, not much has changed with her being in charge. In fact, some are even saying that it has even gotten worse. Now, it's also worth noting that her team that's handling the Young Thug trial, they're facing allegations of corruption. Now, this was raised after an attorney from the defense team was notified of a secret meeting that they had with the judge. So while Fani Willis may have basically put on a brave face, she's now in uncharted territories. And what does she do whenever she's in trouble? Well, she plays the race card.
A defiant Fulton County District Attorney delivers a message to her detractors.
Black women are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
During an appearance today at an African Methodist Episcopal church outside Atlanta, Fani Willis talked about what she's gone through since former President Donald Trump tried to get her removed from prosecuting his election subversion case in Georgia, and since Nathan Wade resigned as a prosecutor in the case because of their previous relationship.
What can I say? I lived the experience of a black woman who is attacked and over-sexualized. See, I'm so tired of hearing these idiots call my name as Fanny in a way to attempt to humiliate me. Because like silly schoolboys, the name reminds them of a woman's rear, of her behind.
Willis did not mention anyone by name in her speech, but alluded to the moment Trump's former attorney, Rudy Giuliani, made an offensive remark about her at a Michigan church event last week.
I've got two prosecutors, Fanny the hoe.
Willis responded to that this morning.
Very anti-Christian behavior celebrated. In fact, they cheer, celebrated, and laugh loudly.
This came just hours after CNN's Caitlin Collins interviewed Nathan Wade. A tense moment came with this question.
When did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
There's been this effort to say that, okay, these exact dates are at issue, and these exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here.
A consultant to Wade interrupted the interview. They moved aside and spoke for a few moments. Then Collins resumed.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you guys, this very simple question. Do you believe that Fani Willis stands for every black woman in Fulton County? Because she keeps pushing this narrative that it's all about race. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please take a second, hit the like button for the video. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and for sharing this video. Oh, and critics are now calling her out for talking all this and that, specifically inside of a church where she was the one who allegedly had an affair with a married man, which could explain the criticism that she's been facing recently when it comes to romantic relationships. And, well, Fani Willis's words did not go unnoticed. In fact, she was blasted by a lot of people on mainstream media. Even the comments on these videos, they show that there's a lot of discomfort with the words that she was sending out to the people, because she says that she's not listening to what her detractors are saying. But at the same light, she's also accurately listing out what they're talking about. So she says she ain't listening, but yet you happen to know everything that they're saying. I think somebody's faking the funk over here. Well, some people believe that this is just narcissism on her end because it's always someone else's fault, never hers. Fox News contributor and former pro wrestler Tyrus was on recently and called out Fani Willis for her words and her actions. He says that Fani Willis continues to blame the system for attacks on her while she forgets that it's her own fault as to why it started. She never owns up to her own mistakes. Instead, she'd rather just kind of say that it's somebody else's fault. But Tyrus argues that if you're not doing anything, then there should be no reason to explain yourself, right? If what you're doing is really by the book and it's really reputable, then there should be no need to defend it from anybody. But I want to ask a quick question here. Do any of you guys find her having an affair as inappropriate? Because both her and Nathan Wade said that it was normal. Wade even said that it was as American as apple pie. I don't know about that one, but that's what he said. And yet we see Fanny Willis time and time again defending herself because, I don't know, deep down, many people believe that she's wrong and she knows what she did is wrong, which could be the signal that even she admits that the people's opinion of her in Fulton County is changing. And it's not helped by the fact that she's doing terribly with the Young Thug case. I mean, her team is now under scrutiny for alleged coercion and witness intimidation. And to make matters even worse than that, it's clear that the judge that's overlooking this RICO trial, he's probably working with the DA's office. I mean, he even tried to imprison one of the defense attorneys for even asking simple questions. Did you guys see that previous video where I showed Judge Ural Glanville just going off on the defense attorney? If you guys haven't already, you gotta check that one out. It's also come out that Fanny Willis and her team tried to intimidate a witness in this trial. Now again, going back to the ex parte conversation that the prosecution had with Judge Ural Glanville and the witness allegedly. The judge allegedly was there and heard everything. And evidence now suggests that Fanny Willis did something very similar to Nathan Wade's wife. Can you imagine that? The district attorney intimidating you for being the wife of her lover? This is what the allegations are coming out saying. And yet, even with all of these signs of corruption, Fanny Willis, she wants to go ahead and say that it's all because of the color of her skin. Do you guys believe that this is all about race? Or is it all about actions and impropriety? Many people believe this will all hurt Fanny Willis in the end because the truth matters to the people. And the truth is she paid Nathan Wade close to what? Maybe close to $1 million for his services? He was also allowed to continue his private practice at the same time. No one else in her office had the same perk. A whistleblower has also talked about her office's plans to misuse federal grant money, an ex-employee that's shown exemplary work ethic and honesty, and yet she fired her for alleged poor performance. Now, this has a lot of experts predicting that it's not going to take very long for Fanny Willis to be removed or disqualified from Donald Trump's election interference case. Article 3 project founder Mike Davis says that Fanny Willis and her entire office will soon be disqualified from this case. And if a sane prosecutor takes over and looks at the facts, he believes that the case will soon be dismissed. But what do y'all think? Now, in relation to that video, I have a previous video where I talked all about the possibility of a mistrial in New York. Now, this is in relation to Donald Trump's hush money trial, where questions about the judge's conflict of interest became a very hot topic. Make sure you guys check that video out. There's a link to it in the description down below this video. You can check it out right now. I'll also try to leave a end screen here where you can just kind of click on it so you can see that video. Be sure to check that out. But as always, I want to thank y'all so much for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing and sharing this video, and I'll see you on the next one.